Hey, Adarsh, this is Vikas, and thanks for being on the podcast. And really happy to have you. My name is Vikas, and hello to everybody watching us live on YouTube, on Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you are. We are very happy to have everybody on this webinar. So I have Adarsh with me, who is founder of ServerAvatar. Hey,
Okay,
Adarsh,
Vikas,
can you talk about yourself for a moment, a little bit?
yes, exactly. So thanks, Vikas, for having me here. And it's awesome to have an integration with ServerAvatar and InstaWP. So my name is Adarsh Sojitra, and I'm the founder of ServerAvatar. We are a cloud management company that provides a server management panel that allows you to manage multiple servers across multiple cloud platforms and VPS providers. So, we are managing lots of WordPress sites, thousands of them. If you put it in numbers, we are right now managing 10,000 plus WordPress sites on around 3 to 4,000 plus servers. So, like Server Router is a kind of a panel that allows you to manage your servers without writing any kind of commands. So, we are a team of around 10 to 12 people from Gujarat, from Surat, and we are happy to be here. We all we all were very excited about this webinar. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And yes, Vikas.
Thank you, Adarsh, for that lovely introduction. And when I first heard about Server Avatar, I think I was really excited because the ease of use it provides in managing your servers. So I think a lot of people are already aware about cPanel and that kind of, if you want to call it, it's
Yes,
that those
exactly.
things are already there for a long period of time. But Server Avatar gives you kind of an easier management of VPS's
Yes,
server
exactly.
with a
So
fraction of the cost, right? You don't need to spend a
exactly.
lot.
So, instead of having a full dedicated panel on the server, that if it's like bloated and everything, so what happens is there are features that you don't use, right?
Hmm.
So, let's say if you are using C panel on your VPS, right? So, first of all, it will require you to have 2 GB of RAM. It will constantly use your resources. So that way, it becomes bloated. So server router is kind of a different approach to server management, where you can have multiple servers from a single dashboard,
Hmm.
and the actual server management agent that lives on your servers, like on customer servers, is very lightweight. Like it only requires like 10 to 15
I think
MB of
that's the
space on
beauty
the
of
server.
it.
Exactly.
That's the amazing beauty, and you can easily connect new servers to your control panel. And I think Adarsh, you will be
Exactly.
showing that in a moment.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
let's
So let me show you. Yes.
Before you do that, Adarsh, I will just do a small introduction of myself, and then we
Yes.
can move forward with it. So my name
Okay,
is
sure.
Vikas. I'm founder of InstaWP, and I started in WordPress space about 5 6 years ago by acquiring a WordPress plugin. So that was an interesting entry into the space, and soon enough we built a team around plugins and themes development, and we have got I think over 10 projects. So that is like a separate company. It's called Express Tech, and right now I'm building InstaWP for the past less than 2 years now. And InstaWP allows you to create WordPress sites very quickly, very easily. We even have a shorthand where you can just type wp.new and it will create a WordPress site for you. But slowly we realized that this is more of an agency or a developer tool where you can create a WordPress site very quickly and then move it to a hosting provider such as ServerAvatar. And I think this demo is about that. So I'll just set up an agenda before we move forward. The agenda is very simple. We'll do a demo of ServerAvatar and InstaWP, and then we'll talk about what is the integration like, how we can move between ServerAvatar and Insta, and how you can actually create a second source of revenue by creating a WaaS, which is website as a service. So more on this very soon. All right, so let's get started. Adarsh, would you like to share
Yes,
your screen and
yes,
show a quick
sure.
demo of? Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen.
Hey Russell, so quick answer to your question. I will be just taking a little bit of questions on the live chat. So the recording will be available on YouTube and other channels. So that's for sure.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
I think I just need to add it to the stream, and yep, everybody can see it.
Okay. So first of all, let's go to the main dashboard of ServerAvatar. So here we have the main dashboard of ServerAvatar. It's my account, and as you can see, like there are two servers connected right now with my account. So one is running on Apache and another is on Nginx. So there is you get options when you connect a new server, and let's see. So if you want to create a new server, or let's say a server can be a VPS, a virtual machine, or any cloud instance, or whatever form it may have. But like if it's a server that is running Ubuntu 20.04 or 22.04, so in that case, you can connect it with ServerAvatar. There are two methods available for connectivity. So that is either you can connect with the IP address and root password of your VPS, or you can integrate with any five of these cloud platforms, and you can directly deploy a new server from the integration, right? So that way you can bypass the whole server creation and connection process.
Mm-hmm.
So once your server is connected, you can access the server panel. Let's see here. I was using this server for InstaWP testing. So like this is the server panel, and from here you can see everything that is available on the server. So like let's say server's information, the critical information that you might want. Another thing is monitoring. So you have you have about 10 plus metrics to monitor your servers, and you also have query monitors. Also there are you can manage applications, and let's see uh, test. Okay, and then you have temporary domain names. If you like, if you don't have a domain name and if you want to deploy a site, then it's
I
simple
think
as
this
that.
is one of the biggest advantage of using ServerAvatar. Means you don't need to map a domain directly or right away. Means you can do that
Exactly.
later. I think, yeah. Okay, that's great.
Yes, you can do that later. So I'll show you just in a moment. So there are three ways to deploy a site. One is one-click installers. So here right now I'm using Apache. So like two of the installers are available, but there are like five or more auto installers available. Then you can deploy from Git, and you can integrate with any of the three service providers, or you can also deploy a custom PHP site that includes your own PHP code, and also the
So this is
code can
not just about
miscarriage something.
WordPress. You
No,
can do
this is
anything.
not just about WordPress, but yes, it's easier and it's convenient to manage WordPress sites with ServerAuthor, right? Because like let's see, uh, this is the one site that I was tinkering on, and here right now we have the application panel where you can manage everything related to your applications, right? So you have SSH or SFTP credentials, and you have staging area that I think you guys already provide, right?
Hmm.
Because
That's correct.
after that like there is file manager, SSL certificates, then everything you might need to manage a site on the in the production environment, right?
That is correct.
And on the server level, like you can share your servers, you can migrate sites and do stuff like that. So it's easier to manage your WordPress sites on any cloud platform you desire, and it's like equally scalable. So like this is the basic server avatar, and like there are lots of other things, but I won't be able to like cover everything of it. So let's see here, you have you can create instant backups, you can schedule backups, or you can create a backup plan for any specific application. You
And
can
these
also
backups are
like,
uploaded inside the server, or you can connect like a third-party service as well,
yes, you can connect a third party service. So for that, we provide Google Drive, Amazon S3, or any S3 compatible
like
services with this
DigitalOcean.
integrated. Yes, exactly.
Okay,
And Wasabi. So like you can connect with these storage providers, and then you can schedule backups and directly store the backups in these storage services.
nice.
And if you are a Git user, then obviously you can integrate with Git and create pipelines to continuously deploy the applications.
Nice.
So like that's the basic server avatar. And now we'll see how you can like deploy WordPress sites from InstaWP to server avatar. Over
That is
to you,
awesome.
Vikas.
Thank you, others. I think that was really crisp, on point, and very informative. So I'm going to share my screen, everybody. Just give me a moment. All right. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we,
Yeah. Okay. Great. Awesome. So just give me a moment. Yep. All right. You can see the slide deck.
yes,
All right. I think we have gone through a little bit of some of these already. So I'm going to
yes,
go ahead and talk about the rest of the agenda. So I'm
yes,
going to
yes,
do a quick demo of the InstaWP dashboard, and then the integration between the two services. And then we'll talk about what are the benefits and how we can do migrations. And eventually, I think the biggest integration benefit is creating a website as a service, which is WaaS. So
exactly.
let's get started without further ado. I'm going to go to the dashboard of InstaWP, and just to give you a quick overview of what InstaWP is, you can spin up a WordPress site very quickly by clicking on Add New. And while doing that, you can install a plugin. You can configure some preset values. You can choose a server location. You can choose WordPress version, PHP version, and all sort of all kind of things. Um, when you create a site, it creates as a temporary site by default, because when InstaWP was born, it was meant for testing or tinkering around with things. Then slowly people said that this is really good. Then can we like mark a site as permanent? So that is what the reserve site is. So let's create a site, and within few seconds you should have a site in your dashboard. This has a URL, username, and password, the usual suspects, and it opens up just like another WordPress site. And we can just do a magic login and go to the WordPress site. The biggest advantage is, as you said in your case also, so the subdomain is already set up, SSL is set up, you don't need to
Exactly.
connect the server. I think
Yeah,
the reason is a little bit different, because in your case it's more about controlling servers. In our case, it is
exactly.
more about like a no code or no setup WordPress installation. So that's the difference. And
Yes, exactly.
and the biggest difference is we don't provide hosting per se, and that's
Yes,
why we do integration with services like ServerAvatar.
yes.
So this is just another WordPress site. I'm just going to make a quick change to the Hello World post, just to make sure that this is visible after migration. So let's change the title, and that's it. Now we don't have a default WordPress installation anymore, and we can go ahead, close this off. Let's close this as well. And there are a bunch of tools which are available with InstaWP. You can open the DB editor, you can check the logs, there is an inbuilt file manager or a code editor. So these things are already available to you. There are other things which is like unique to Insta. One of them is versions. So if you are working on a client site and you are done, and then you wanted to show it to the client, since InstaWP is like on cloud, you can just share a link to your site. But at the same time, you can give admin access to your client without any problem. So you can just click on save new version, and it will create a snapshot of the WordPress site and then save it as a new version, and then you can roll back to it whenever you want, and then you can keep doing it um, as long as you need. So I'm just going to close it
That
off
is
while it
a
creates.
really good feature.
Thank you,
It's an
Adarsh.
awesome feature.
Yeah, a lot of people. So our positioning is mostly around WordPress development with agencies and freelancers and WordPress professionals in general. So these things are really, really helpful in that case.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
and
Like
all right.
InstaWP is like surprisingly easy. So like if even I have to tinker with WordPress sites, right? So in that case, like I don't go to the server panel and create a new site, right? Like
And
it's easier with just a single click.
that is what we are known for, and thank you
Yeah.
for that. So so means we if you use your our Chrome extension, you can even speed up your workflow. You wanted to test a plugin on the repo, then you will have this launch button next to it, and clicking on it will create a WordPress site with that plugin. So you can do that, these kind of like really, really quick flows very, very quickly. And if you wanted to, let's say, install another plugin to this site, let's say you wanted to do a gallery block, all you need to do is just drag this URL and drop it on top of your website. So it is that easy to like install, manage, and everything is very, very quick.
That's awesome.
All right, so let's move on to the next iteration. I will leave it up to you guys to figure out other options which we have. We have over 50 features inside Insta, so you are welcome to check it out. But let's move on to the next part of the presentation, which is connection with Server Avatar. So let's say my site is completely built, and now I want to host with Server Avatar. So first, I need to go to the hosting tab and add the integration. So by default, there are obviously no hosting accounts connected. So I just need to click on connect hosting. And out of these integrations which we already have, you can choose Server Avatar and go to your Server Avatar dashboard. And I think you can find your API key under the API access. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here. And you can put an alias. So let's say it's a demo, and it can be anything, any string for that matter. Just click on connect, and it will take a moment. It will go up to the Server Avatar API endpoints, and it will add that account. Automatically, it will fetch all the servers inside your account, and it will show, if you click on the server, it will show up all the websites which are available in that account. So it's that easy, right? So, and you can actually add multiple server avatar account or any other hosting panel if you wanted to. But so that's the beauty of it. Um, and if you wanted, if you can actually create a new site right from here. So you click on new site and just give us name of the site. So let's say this is SA demo one, and just create the site. And what it will do is it will talk to the server avatar APIs, get a site created, click all the right options, install SSL certificate for you. And these are all features by ServerAvatar. We are not doing anything. And at the end of the installation, we will actually install our Connect plugin. So while it is doing the creation part, I'll just talk about the Connect plugin which we have. The Connect plugin is a WordPress plugin, and it gets installed when you migrate a site or create a site from Insta. And the reason why we do that is it gives you additional flexibility to manage the hosted site, right? So that is the additional flexibility you get, and you can do auto login, you can do all sort of stuff from a remote management perspective. And you are free, you're always invited to uninstall it if you don't want it. And so yeah, so within few seconds this should be ready. And by that time, I'm just going to open a new tab with the sites, and let's try to migrate the site we just created. I think it is moved to the next step where it is installing our Connect plugin, and within few seconds the plugin should be installed. The biggest advantage is, as I said, you can manage it remotely, and I will show that in a moment.
So Vikas, are there any other options available to manage sites on server avatar on InstaWP user interface? Or like,
Yeah,
okay,
that is there
okay,
is.
that's
So
good.
let's just open the site first, and
Yes,
there are few options which you can do from your site. For example, if you wanted to map a domain, you can do that from here.
exactly,
And if you, so this is from a hosting perspective. If you wanted to
exactly.
manage the WordPress site, you can go to the Connects tab, and here you will find the site which has been just created is now says connected, right? So which means now this site is connected to the InstaWP interface. And what you can do right now is auto log in to the site. So let's try that, and it should just like open up a new tab with pre auto login to that interface. Slowly we will give you
Okay,
like we'll give you options to like create temporary logins for contractors and people like that, right?
okay. So
And
this works with InstaWP Connect plugin, right?
right, because that plugin is
All right.
pre-installed, and if you can
Yes.
go to the tools section, you will see that in the tools section, right?
Okay.
And there is something which I'm not going to cover in this presentation because it will take a lot of time.
Exactly.
You can, once this site is connected, you can actually create a staging, which you also have an option to
Yes.
create a copy of the server avatar site and create a replica on Insta, right? So if you're working, and
Okay.
this can be done on existing site also. It doesn't need to be like created from our interface. You just need to
Okay.
go to WordPress.org and then like install this plugin.
Okay, I understood. So like that's really good for existing server avatar users, right? Who want like WordPress
Exactly.
staging areas for.
Yeah, so any
Yeah.
site you have, just install a plugin, click create staging, and it will do it. And not only that, means it gives you so one plugin will give you multiple things to. It will allow you to do multiple things. One of that
Exactly.
is clearing cache. So we support over 18 caching plugins, and then we purge cache and this is one of the major pain points in the WordPress ecosystem, right?
Exactly. So like I see lots of people like complaining I can't clear cache and like site is showing the old information and it's not updating. So like this one will clear like it will find which plugin it is using and it will
Yes.
correctly clear the cache, right?
Exactly,
Okay.
and we will in the next version we will show which plugin it has cleared the cache. So you will have
Okay,
a
that's good.
feedback. And if you wanted to add more plugins, you just contact our support and we'll add it because it's so easy to add.
That's awesome.
All right, so let's go to the next part of the demo where we have created a site. So remember, in one of the steps we created a site, and now it's time to migrate it. I think it was this site, and yeah,
Yes, that's right.
and to just remind myself and also show off one of the feature, I'm just going to say this is demo site as a tag, and then it will add a tag to it. So you can actually manage your projects like this. So let's click on migrate, click on the three dotted icons, click on migrate V2, and okay. So there are two ways to migrate a site. One is either you can provide a URL to a blank WordPress site, or since we have connected our hosting provider, we can just do that. It is even easier. So I'm going to select my hosting provider, which we just added. I'm going to select a server, and I'm going to add a site name, or basically enter a site name. So this is SA demo 2, right? And then create and migrate. So it will do the creation of the site on server avatar. It will do the connection between the Insta site and the server avatar site, and it will do the migration all within like one
Yes,
unified wizard.
exactly. So like it's comparatively fast when we consider like the whole migration is happening, right? So I tested it multiple times and like it's taking less than 1 minute or so to like completely migrate a site and update it on server open.
Yeah, yeah, and we are making it
Like
even faster day by day.
okay,
And the way we are doing right now is we install the Connect plugin, which the WordPress Connect plugin which we have on our site and also on the server avatar site. right? And these
Okay.
sites then talk to each other with
Okay.
from plugin to plugin, right? And
Okay.
using obviously using our REST APIs.
Yes.
In the next iteration, I think within 2 weeks, we will have another mode of deployment, which is SSH mode. So in that case, we will create a site using your REST APIs, and we will do SSH on the server, and we will push
Okay.
everything. It will be even faster, and you don't even need our Connect plugin. If you want to, you can install, but you don't need that.
Okay. Like that. That's even better. And like the server to server migration, like it's
This
the
is more
most
server to
stable
server,
kind
right?
of. Yes.
It is more
Yes.
stable, less prone to errors, and
Exactly.
faster, right?
Yes.
So that is something which we are creating. So this is just a
So like
small bug right
I
now.
had one
Mhm.
question. So
Mhm.
like is there like any limit on the size of the site on InstaWP or not? So
So
like
individual sites, there is no limit, but on your
okay,
account there will be limit. So we will talk about the pricing in a bit. Just
okay,
to give you like a basic idea, the by default the free account on Insta has 1 GB limit overall, and you can create 3 sites. And as
okay,
you like move onto a paid plan, you can increase the account size, but individually there is no limit. Once you hit
okay,
the account limit, then we will send you a warning.
okay, I understood. Like
All right, so I'm going to begin the migration, and there is a special page or a dedicated page to track this migration.
so you guys
And
added this page like just a few weeks ago, right? So
yes, yes,
like before that it was not there, but it was unclear, very unclear, like how much it has
that
done,
is,
like how much task is.
yeah, we have heard that feedback from a couple of other folks as well. So we
So
added this
this one is
common kind
better.
of, yeah. This is much better, and then we will add a small link to actually see the logs.
Okay,
If you are like a more of a developer person, right? So you will see the logs, how much backup is done, what part of upload is going on, what part of migration is going on. So it gives you more visibility, and because sometimes these things are stuck, right? Because of the large,
yes,
if the site is large, and this will give you like obviously a peace of mind.
yes, exactly.
So while this is going on, let's talk about what the next topic which we are going to present, which is the migration. Sorry, which is the website as a service (WaaS).
Exactly.
So WaaS is a concept which has been actually asked by a lot of agencies, and this is early, very early for us. For the whole thing means the connect, the migrate, the hosting connection. This is actually all free right now. Means you don't need to pay us, and obviously we need to like make money. So slowly we will add limits to it. But right now everything is free. Means you don't need to pay us to use anything, because it is kind of in a beta, right? We are still going to the stable phase as we move forward. The WAS operation is really interesting. It gives you an opportunity to sell pre-made templates, and we'll see that in a moment how to create these templates and how to connect with ServerAvatar, and then give a user a guided like experience of using the WAS. And then you can make money if you have traffic, right? If you don't have traffic, we can have a separate discussion. Maybe you can run paid ads and you can have a landing page. But now you can actually build your own SaaS. You can build your own Shopify. You can build your own Wix. You build your own WordPress.com. So that's the beauty of WAS. We'll get that in a moment. Let's see if the site is migrated correctly. All right, so we can see
Yes.
the hello world after migration thing, and you can also see the site name from InstaWP. However, the domain is on ServerAvatar.
So
So
like it's
migration is
actually
completed.
now migration
Mhm.
is complete. Yes.
That is correct. And then you can go to the connect screen again. You will see that under your connected site, now we have two connected sites, obviously. And on the top, you can see there is staging site as one. And this is the connected staging site to your production site. And I think in the next release next week, we are going to give you more like permissions, or sorry, like functionality, where you can migrate again. So you can, if you do some work on the staging side, you can push it again, push it again, push it again, right? So that can be a workflow.
Yes, exactly. Like that's very much required, I think. Like it makes a lot of things very easier.
Exactly. And if I if you means, I think this is a little bit off the flow, but there is something exciting which we are working on. I will
Okay.
just like to show you. I think this can be really useful to the server avatar user base, and of course anybody working on this, which is like two-way connection, right? So two-way sync. So just going to copy the credentials and paste it in, and it should work. So this is the staging credentials, and it should work on the production side. And if you go to the InstaWP side, the InstaWP option, and you should see the sync option. So I'm not going to go
Okay.
into a lot of details, but when you switch it on, you will be able to make changes to your staging site or production site, and then move things around between them. So I'll just give you a small
Like keep
demo.
pushing
Mhm.
it in the production as the updates are processed, right?
No, this is more about like listening for changes, because
Okay.
traditionally, excuse me, traditionally what happens is if I make a change on the site, I have to push the whole thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
But
Exactly.
right, so that is not no longer the case, right? Means I will just show you. So I'm going to go to the tools InstaWP section, and I'm going to click on sync and switch it on. And now if I go to post and add a new post, let's say I added a new post
Yes.
here, new post, yeah, new post on staging, and publish it. And going back here, if you go to InstaWP again, under the sync option, you will see that there are a lot of
Okay.
events which has been created. The
Okay.
one important is post created, and I can just click on sync changes, and it will sync the changes from staging to production. And on the production side, we will see that change. So we are
Okay.
just
Okay.
listening for those like delta changes and then pushing that.
Okay. So like the staging area as well as the production area can be on the server, and the changes can be synced.
That is exactly right.
So I
So
think
means
that
you
is, yeah.
can
Okay.
you don't need to touch the production, and production
Okay.
keeps on running as well. And the biggest
Exactly.
advantage is that production can have like WooCommerce site, right? WooCommerce site is and can have orders right on the fly,
Yes.
and you can't replace the whole staging to production while you have a
Exactly.
WooCommerce or a dynamic
Obvious.
site. So that's where this comes into handy. Maybe I can
Okay.
publish a video on our channel, and people can go for it. All right. So the next thing is the WaaS thing, which we just talked about. So what
Yes.
I've done, in the interest of time, I've created two websites on Insta. So one is a master site one. It looks something like this, and another is a master site two, which looks something like this. All right. And what I've done is I've clicked on this button which says Save Template. So before I go into deep, I'll just talk about the steps to create a WAS. So you need to create a site, save as template, right? And there is a step which is missing, which is connect hosting, which we already did. So you save as template, connect the hosting, and then you monetize the template, and then create a WAS. The steps are a little bit like more than usual, but at the end, I'm 100% sure that you're going to love this. So,
Yes, so
uh,
like even the steps are not that difficult. Like you don't have to be like a proper developer to follow these steps. So
no, not
like that
really.
way, it's very easy.
Mhm. Yeah. So basically, when I click on Save as Template, what I'm doing is I'm creating a snapshot of these two sites. And when I go to the Templates tab, you will see that these two snapshots are already created because I pre-created it before the call. And once you create these templates, the next step is to create on the dollar sign and click on monetize. So, and this is a very interesting step actually. If you click on monetized, and you can do a free template or you can do a paid template. But in order to do a paid template, you need to sign up as a seller, and it's a small 3-4 steps where you can start using our payment infrastructure to sell paid templates. So I'm going to make it free for now and click on save. So by this time, you have two templates and you are ready to create a WAS because you have connected the hosting account already. So last step is go to the WAS section, click on add new. Here you will see both of your templates, which I just showed you. So from site, we created a template, and both of the templates are now shown as an option. And you can select which options you want to present to the user, right? And you can enter a name of the WAS. So let's say demo 22 August, and go to the next step. And this is, you can skip this step. This is a new option. Go to the next step. This is very interesting. You can actually create different hosting plans. So let's say I will create a personal hosting plan, and I can make it free. I can make it a paid hosting plan, and I can add like a monthly or an yearly plan. Let's say I add $9, and you can waive off the template price, or you can add it to the price. And this is where the hosting connection comes into the picture. So you can select the server alias, you select the server. That's it. And by that, we have created a hosting plan. You can add more. So let's say you wanted to add a professional plan, and this can be paid one. Let's say $29 per month, and do the same thing again. And here you can actually connect to a different server on ServerAvatar, which has more specs, right? So you can offer different type of websites to your users.
That's really good. Like some of the ServerAvatar users were kind of asking for it, and like everyone, like it's here with like InstaWP, so you
Yeah,
can start selling with ServerAvatar, right?
exactly, because it becomes like a reseller kind of
Exactly.
opportunity, and then you can brand it, add your colors, and that's it. Finish it off. All right, so your WAS is created. I'm going to click on the preview icon, and it will open up a new window. Which this actually, by the way, you can share this URL with your customers, and they can choose one of these templates. So let's say I choose the Hello World one, continue, and choose a hosting plan. So I can choose the $9 one, proceed to payment, and enter a name. So the user enters the name, email address, and credit card, and then goes to the next step. So I'm going to show this on the staging so that we don't need to enter a live credit card. This is very similar to what we have seen. Click on one of them, continue, click on one of the plan, proceed to payment, and enter a detail, and enter a test card. Here we have essentially, this is the confirmation screen, right, where the user will be charged $20, and then every year the user will be charged $15, and this is all handled by InstaWP. However, if you don't want to use our payment infrastructure, you can use your own. We take 10% cut on every transaction done by our payment integration. But we do the payouts, we tackle invoices, everything is done by us. Then click on proceed. So within few seconds, this payment will be deducted from the user's credit card, and there will be two sites. The most interesting part of this is that we create two different sites. One is created on InstaWP, and another is created on ServerAvatar in parallel. So the Insta site is actually a demo site which the users can use to demo or to basically try out the WaaS thing, right? They don't need to essentially start using the hosted site right away. And that gives you an ability to offer demo sites to your users with the hosted site. And we are coming up with options where you can take the payment later when they want to go live. So I will show that in a moment.
Okay.
So this should create a demo site on InstaWP. Let me open this site. You will see the site has been created, and you can click on Magic Login. It will go inside the site. The users can try it out, and within few seconds, when the user is browsing this site, they should have an option on top which says go live. There it is. So if I click on go live, here I have the information on how long the trial site is for, and then I click on go live. This go live will essentially migrate this demo site, even if I am playing around with it. Which I can say demo site, and when I click on go live, this trial site will be migrated to ServerAvatar.
Okay. Let's see.
All right, so the go live process has been started. Um, there are some of the requests which has come from a lot of users that can we just create the hosted site instead of creating the demo site. Yes, that is coming. Can we take the payment later when they click on go live? Yes, that is also coming. So these are all the things which are coming in the next few weeks. And this becomes like a proper reselling thing. The end user will actually get a manage site button as well. So if they click on it, they will actually see a receipt, and this is very early, but soon this will actually convert into an end user portal where they can manage this site. So right now, one of the management option which we have is they can actually click on map domain and map a domain to your server avatar site. So this is amazing, right? Means you don't you don't need to even log
You don't
into
have
any
to
other
like
portal.
exactly. You don't have to like go to other system and do it manually, right?
That is exactly right. Means,
Hmm.
and it takes a little bit of time because this is the same thing which we did, right? The migration
Yes.
process, but this is all happening in the background. So it will take a moment,
Yes.
and it will migrate the site to
So
server
like
avatar. So yeah,
when like migration is involved, it like even if we have to like migrate a small site automatically, so even in that case it will like take about 2 or 3 minutes, right? So like this one is faster, but like it will still take like 1 or 2 minutes to migrate even
you're
a
right,
small site, right?
right. And then once we
Like
do the
it can't
SSH
be
server to
like
server,
faster than that, obviously.
because of the way migration is
Exactly.
built, right? And once, as I said, once we do the SSH server to server, it will be, I think it will
It will
cut
be
the
faster.
migration time in half, for
Yes,
100%.
exactly. So like if the files and databases are moving from server to server, it will be like very easy and very fast.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that completes the demo. In the interest of time, I'm just going to skip to the next slide and just talk,
Okay.
just finalize basically what are the benefits of Insta and Server Avatar.
Okay.
So Insta, I've just already talked about a lot. So it's a private staging area for your agency. All your projects in one place. You can manage your hosting, live sites, everything in one place. Export to local. Google Drive is coming on soon. You get a lot of tools in one price, in one place. Easy to share with your contractors, collaborators. You can invite teams as well. Adarsh, can you talk about what server? Why do they need server avatar?
Okay. Okay. So like with Server Avatar, so let's say if you want to host some WordPress websites on a DigitalOcean droplet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, like you have to set up uh, you have to take you have to set up a tech stack on your server, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
should have the web server to serve the request, and then you must have the programming language installed that you are using. Then you have the database server. So like there is a whole tech stack that you have to install on your server before you can
Exactly.
host your WordPress sites, right? So what we have done is we have pre-optimized these tech stacks, and we have automated the setup. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are doing it manually, like it would take like 30 to 40 minutes, anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you do it with server avatar, it will take like 5 minutes to 7 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of time saving. And then you can manage multiple virtual machines from single dashboard, like as you can see. So let's say if you have like few servers from DigitalOcean and few servers from Vultr, few servers from Linode, right? So in that case, you can manage all of your servers from a single dashboard. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to
Mm-hmm.
go to like different URLs every time to manage each server, right?
And I
And
think
then
this can be done not only for DigitalOcean and other providers.
no,
It can be on
yeah,
any VPS in the world, right?
any VPS provider. So the only requirement is like you should have the Ubuntu server. So
Mm-hmm.
that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a Ubuntu server with public IPv4 address, you can connect it with ServerAvatar and start hosting your sites, right?
Awesome.
And then there is easy user interface. So let's say under the hood, when someone creates a website on a server, we have to create directories, we have to manage permissions, we have to like create virtual host files, and we have to do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are doing it with ServerAvatar, like you don't ever have to touch the command line and do everything manually, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ServerAvatar does that for you, like without even you knowing that all of these things are going on in the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is the one benefit. Like you don't have to do the hard work. Like everything has been predefined and like tested, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you have one-click WordPress installations. You can also monitor the health of your servers. That like you can set alerts for specific thresholds based
Mm-hmm.
on the site's requirements and other things. You can also manage security for your servers, like you can manage the firewalls, you can manage
Mm-hmm.
fail to ban rules, and you
Nice.
can enable or disable SSH or SFTP access. You have like two-factor authentication and everything like that is involved with the security of your infrastructure. Like if we are managing multiple servers, like we can collectively call it infrastructure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like you can manage security obviously, and then like if you have multiple team members in your account,
Mm-hmm.
like if you are a WordPress development agency with 10 developers, and you are assigning specific project to specific developer or group of developers, in
Mm-hmm.
that case like you can also create and manage roles and permissions in ServerAuthor that you can then assign to your team members, and they have limited access, like whatever access you provide to them, and you can also assign them to dedicated projects. So
Right.
like they can manage their own projects, but they can't like mess with the team members project and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
So that also applies for your clients. So like as we saw already, you can create demo sites, you can create staging sites, you can create testing sites, and finally once you are ready to go for production, you can also deploy production server and then host the production site on it. So like those
Awesome.
are all the benefits of ServerAuthar. So it makes
Awesome.
your work easier and faster and stabler.
I think what we have covered is right from staging to production and vice
Exactly.
versa, and then also if you want to resell hosting. So this is a kind of a complete stack of what an agency
Yes.
needs. So
Exactly.
let's talk about the pricing a little bit. So from an InstaWP perspective, you get so there's obviously free account which you can start right away. Um, you can we the paid accounts start from $9 per month, which is the personal plan, and it goes to 29 and 79, and it varies the number of sites how much you can create, and some of the features, right? So the best plan to start with is obviously the one which you need, but generally I recommend the 29 one, $29 per month. Others, can you talk about your pricing a little bit?
Okay, so Sarvata's pricing is like very simple. We also provide, we have two pricings. So let's see on the screen. So here you have the newbie plan, which is best for freelancers.
Mm-hmm.
And in the newbie plan, you can manage up to 3 servers or an unlimited sites. And you get all the features that are available in Server Avatar except the team management. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the team management, for team management, we have the Pro plan. Pro plan allows you to like manage unlimited servers in your account, and
Mm-hmm.
also you can manage your team in your account. So like
Right.
ServerAvatar's pricing is like very simple. We just have two plans. One is dedicated for freelancers
Yep.
and one is dedicated for teams. So
Right.
like we right now have just these two plans, and both the plans have all the features we provide. So like there are no limitations on features on small plans. So like it's not like if you get a newbie plan, you also get less features than pro. So like
Yep.
even if you get a newbie plan, you have all the features we have to offer
Yeah.
you.
So there is no
And
feature difference, but only thing is the team
yes,
management, which obviously
yes, team
not everybody
management and
requires
number of
it.
servers. Yes,
Exactly. So I think that clarifies that bit. And we are offering discounts on this presentation after this webinar. You can go ahead if you want to sign up for a paid account on both services. So it's just you need to use InstaWP on ServerAvatar and ServerAvatar on InstaWP. So it's easier to
yeah.
remember. You get 15% discount on any plan you want to choose, and it is forever. It renews on the same price. Is for you? Is that right, Adarsh?
Yes, can you repeat, please?
The renewal price also gets a discount on the coupon.
Yes. So like if you are signing up with this coupon code, we will like also enable it for the next year. That's no
Okay,
worries.
that is awesome. That is awesome. I think we have got a couple of questions, so let's take them step by step.
Yeah, sure.
First is Michael. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. So Michael says that how does the delta work with WooCommerce and blog post IDs? I think it's a great question, and this is what Delta Sync is all about. So we check on slug of the post, and if we don't find the same slug, we create a new post. So you don't need to worry about overwrite of the data, and we don't use IDs for syncing. We use Slug, and once we have sync, we create our own unique internal IDs, which gets used for syncing next time when you sync. So we know exactly where you are syncing. Um, I think let's take the next question. Can the Savata management dashboard be installed or hosted on our own infrastructure, or is it available as a cloud edition? So can you answer that, Adarsh, please?
Okay, so it is available as a cloud edition only for now, and we have plans to create self-hosted version of ServerAvatar, but like it's in the planning phase for now. And yes, there is one very interesting question from Erdal Beram, if I'm pronouncing it, your name right. Can we select a remote DB for the WP installation? SA already supports that feature. Is it in the integration? So, like, do you have have you created any option for that? So,
In
like, ServerAvatar, yes,
InstaWP,
already.
we miss ideally you can do that by creating a remote DB and changing the WordPress configuration. But I think Server Avatar has that more specifically for the whole server. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. It's like basically for scaling, right? If you want to
Right. So you
horizontally
have
scale your
multiple web
WordPress
apps in
site,
front of a single
exactly,
server, database server. I think that's you can do on Server Avatar, and that's why Server Avatar is meant for hosting. And I think
exactly.
that's a great question. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next question is, can we do it automatically, like create a staging site every night? Not yet. If there is enough demand for it, we can do it. Um, can you create blueprints of WP sites and deploy them? Yeah, this is exactly what we can
Yes.
do. You save that as a template. The template is blueprint, what we call it blueprint, and create a new site from the template, and then easily migrate it to SA whenever you want. Can I use InstaWP to create sites in SA instantly instead of using my limits in instantly? I think the question is, did you get the
Exactly.
question?
That is like no, like I
Yeah, I
don't
think
get it.
Alberto, I'm so sorry. Can you
Yes,
just maybe
yes,
rephrase the question
Alberto will
a little
drop
bit?
like I will answer your question after this.
Yeah, is great. Savata is great. It has two security. When you clone a site, FTP is shared between the two apps. No asking for. So I think this thing is something you are already taking care of, Adarsh.
Yes, exactly. So that's why we are going to. Right now we are already working on GDPR to be GDPR compliant, right? So that is already in the process. And another thing is like we are also researching right now on the self-hosted version, as I like talked before. So once the self-hosted version is live, like it is kind of all compliant, because like we don't have any kind of information after that. So this comes with a different set of challenges for users. So in case if it is self-hosted, right, in that case, if you have faced any issue on the server, or your site goes down, in that case it would be difficult for you to ask for the support if it is the self-hosted version, right? In that case we won't be able to help you directly, just like we do right now.
Yeah, I think these things are something a service is always moving towards. And
Exactly.
I think do you have a ideas panel where people can just post these ideas and maybe get an
Okay, so
output?
we had the public roadmap, and also boards to for feature requests. But recently we are changing our stack, and I'll update it later.
Okay, thank you,
So
Adarsh.
I'll provide the links.
If I have a WaaS product on Insta hosted on SA, do we need to access two dashboards? WaaS management on Insta, you don't need to. It's ideally basic management will be done on Insta. If you need deeper management, let's say a client wants to do like SFTP or more access, then you can go to SA. But ideally, it should be done on Insta, and there should be a self-service portal coming soon, as I said. So it should be easier day by day. If I use, so let's take two more last questions and then we'll finish this off. If I use SA for hosting my sites, will this site be counted as an InstaWP site in my plan? No. So we will not count it. However, there will be a limit on how many sites you can create via Insta. And this limit is not set yet. And this will be high enough for your plan. All right, let's talk. Let's take the last question from Adel.
Okay, sure.
I really like the WAS feature is their way to create the packages in Insta and embed them. Definitely, you can create packages. So, like I did, and every package will have a link to it. So you can just like put a link on your website wherever you want to, and also you can do an iframe embed. So that should be allowed. All right, I think we are at the end of broadcast. You wanted to say something as well?
Just
We have a lot of questions coming up. So let's take a couple of more. Yeah.
I'm reading one by one all of them, and there is one very good question from Hardik Vinjava. Can you provide more information on scaling horizontal and verticals? So,
Mhm.
with server avatar, you can horizontally scale up to one limit. So, you can ideally have dedicated database servers. Then you can have dedicated application servers and front end servers. So you can, after that you can monitor each one of them individually, and then scale vertically each one of them, and scale horizontally as you need. So it's possible, but at with some limitations. And after some time, we have plans to create a management for load balancers and MySQL replications and stuff like that. So after
Oh,
that, it
wow.
will be highly scalable.
Wow. Means I think MySQL replication would go a long way
Exactly.
by creating like failover or redundancy for customer data. And I
Yes.
think this is amazing. Can we put a load balance as well?
So right now you can't set up load balancer like natively with server avatar,
Hmm.
but it
Hmm.
is possible to set up the load balancer manually, and then manage like two different versions on server avatar.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. That's
So
awesome.
in that case, you have to set up the load balancer manually. But we are thinking to expand it and have different options like dedicated for managing MySQL servers, for managing MariaDB servers, for managing load balancer and stuff like that.
That will be awesome. I think that is not a lot of control panels are doing that kind of
Doing,
scaling.
yes,
So that will be, I think, that will set you apart in this market. That will be amazing.
exactly.
So, Michael, this is not yet possible with the blueprints, but it is on our roadmap. So people can like set their colors, upload a logo, maybe an AI integration where automatically it creates content. So that is on the roadmap. This is also an interesting question because it talks about can they create a site on Insta on server avatar without utilizing the limits. So definitely you can. There is no limit right now, and we will keep it high. Can we migrate the image created on our WordPress to Insta and vice versa? I don't know if you know when you say image. I think this you can talk. You're talking
I
about
think he's
sites.
talking about templates.
Yeah, so if templates are not migratable, but you can create a site from the template and then you can migrate that. Can you please repeat the offer details to SA clients when they join InstaWP? I think this is about coupon code. If I am
Yes,
not wrong.
about coupon code.
So Russell, yes, I'm just going to paste it in the chat for you to copy paste, and I think we can put that in our video's first comment, and then we can pin it so that you can do that.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
this was, I think this is great. We have got a lot of questions, lot of interest, and a lot
Yes.
of people watching us online. And I really thank you everybody to attend and to basically go and sit through this whole walkthrough with Adarsh and I. And Adarsh, I'm really thankful to you as well for your time and to set up this lovely walkthrough.
Okay. Because as always, thank you to you too, because you have organized this webinar, and it was awesome. Like it's awesome working with your team.
Yeah, same. Likewise, Adarsh, and we hope to integrate more and more in the future. And thank you, everybody, for being online. It was great seeing you. You can watch the recording afterwards if you have missed something. Bye bye. Thank you, Adarsh.
Bye. Bye
Talk again.
everyone.
Bye.